Welcome back, guildmates. So, funny story. uh, couple of couple of funny stories, but first and foremost, I realized that watching it on my laptop screen, while that's good, still there's a problem with that because of the pop filter. You can't really see me when I'm leaning in and looking at it, and I'm like this. The pop filter was covering me, so I moved the pop filter down. Now that means I'll have like lip smacks and certain consonants that are going to sound a lot more pronounced, but that's okay, I guess. And you'll be able to see my reactions clearly instead of being hidden behind this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. And secondly, this is the second time I'm reacting to episode 42 because the first time there was an issue with me. I didn't click the transition button that would actually show what I was watching. So instead of you guys actually being able to see what I'm watching over on, well, I guess it's on that side. Yeah. See what I'm watching over here, you just heard it, and that was it. So essentially, you're staring at the screen that you see right now. Over here, there was nothing. There was nothing over there. So I'm going to be reacting to this a second time. Hopefully, I'll talk through it a bit more, and I'll have some stuff to say at the end. But essentially, yeah. And this is kind of an important episode. Otherwise, I'd have just thrown my hands up in the air and been like, fuck it. But I basically went ahead and edited the first 3 episodes while I was trying to cool down so that I wouldn't be angry and not saying anything. So I'm in a better mood. I was just really upset with myself. So there was like, it's a good thing that I didn't immediately go and start re-recording. Otherwise, I'd have probably said nothing in that episode. So that having been said, let's go ahead and move on to episode 42.
Getting a reward. This is more like torture. We want our treat, Mr. Aizawa.
Wah, 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 wah.
Bindings.
Yeah, you shouldn't have failed. Like,
Talking about how to behave in an emergency.
do better.
If you don't be
Oh, strange. Now who do we have here? 5 members of
Oh,
Class
look.
A bombed the exam.
Look at that.
And look, there's only
The
one
failure of
member
an ass hat.
You failed too, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. You failed too, idiot.
At this point, I'm kind of worried about him.
God,
so
he
glad.
really is
Why
just,
don't we start with practice maneuvers?
God,
I
just
was thinking
jealousy
the
and
same thing.
spite.
Perhaps we should pair them up.
I love that. I love the effect that they have that they use for her telepathy.
Annoying that it only works in one direction, though.
Stop talking. I look after the other students. Protect them.
Is this a secret?
Yeah, see, all right. That's the first thing he said that wasn't like annoying and obnoxious, but was like legit. How did the villains find us? Isn't this a secret? Yeah, absolutely it is. And then to make things worse, we never found out how. How the fuck did they find this out?
So just stay out of our way.
Is there a mole? Does All For One have an ability to just freaking find out where they are? What happened? How did this come about?
Guys doing here? I could.
Tetsu, Ibarra, where'd you get those masks?
Hell yeah. I love that Yaoyorozu's quirk makes her basically prepared for everything.
Say has been through crisis after crisis.
That's
and turned
true.
each one into an opportunity. They've had so many
yeah.
chances to prove themselves.
That is
Come
a
on, Kendo.
distinct difference
Real
between them.
heroes
They have
turn
less
back and
hesitation
run from
because
a
of
bad
that.
guy. Fighting
So,
villains
yeah.
is what we do.
He's not
Don't
wrong.
try to
In fact,
stop
he's
us. We're
pretty
the
he's
hero
pretty
force.
spot on. He
If we don't
pinpointed
stand
it
up
well.
now, then when will we?
So Tetsu can use his brain. I
Show
like
them
it.
what we're made of.
Go Tetsu. Also, is that Dave Wald? I'll have to look that up in a minute. But if that is, I think that'd be great because he's Gajiel in Fairy Tail, so 2 metal characters. It'd be awesome. He's so metal.
They made me wear it because I'm new. They couldn't get a shipment of the good ones in time.
It is David Wald! Yeah! I love it. Oh, sorry. I just find that hilarious.
Some fun up here, kid. Ready?
Just looked it up. I was like... Now I'm just waiting for Tetsu to just be like, shoo-ba-doo-wah.
But this couple's bright future was cut short, ended by one criminal's heinous actions. A true
Like I said,
tragic
hey, his
story.
dad has a weird
The
face.
villain in
Just
question
saying.
is still at large, though police and heroes are on his
Which is
trail,
funny because
hoping to
Coda
aptly
looks pretty
pursue.
cute. Good job, Mineta. Or not Mineta, Midoriya. Jesus, why did I say Mineta? That's weird. Good job, Midoriya.
What are you doing?
Damn it. That landing broke my phone.
Yeah, too bad he didn't have that. Too bad they didn't instill that military training of never ready, always prepared.
It's just me.
Like no one is ever truly ready, but you know, being prepared.
But can I really do that while protecting Coda at the same time?
The problem is Midoriya makes a lot of assumptions,
Just have to do it.
doesn't think things through quickly enough.
Power I have. Hey,
Hopefully that'll improve
promise
later,
everything will
but
be okay. I'm going to save you.
if he'd have noticed, if he noticed that there was a villain there, and he was fast enough to save Coda, he should have immediately bounced off the wall and got the hell out of there.
I think. And Shoji.
I'm glad to hear that it was those two, because you know, if it's Tentacle, he can. Then I feel less worried about that hand right there. When I first saw that, though, I was like, "Oh shit! Who'd he kill?" You know, I was thinking it was Ragdoll's hand.
You fake heroes only care about yourselves and your glory. We'll purge you from this world.
Spinner, even though you're a villain, you're still pretty cool. Totally my type.
I love that that worked.
It was a dirty trick to pull.
That was adorably funny. Oh,
Oh yeah. Hey, maybe you can help me out a little bit first. Do you know where a kid named Bakugo might be around here?
Jesus.
Kachan.
Yep, that got his attention real quick. Unfortunately, it also distracts him.
Wait, they're after Kachan?
That arm, man.
Take your
Holy
silence to
shit.
mean that you don't know. Is that right?
Yeah, I was wondering at first why it was that both of his arms weren't working, and now I remember after seeing that. You're getting your ass kicked, bro.
Yes, blood is... What? Is that all you got?
Damn, this is the first time that we've seen a character that could very easily take him on when he's using all for one. So it's kind of impressive and very intimidating when I first read this in the manga. It was like, holy crap.
But I mean, come on. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you're just an inferior version of me.
Ooh,
I can't help but laugh at you, kid. You really think you're
an
a
inferior
hero?
version of me. Master Race much?
How are you gonna save him?
A hero's job is to risk his life, to turn his promises into a reality!
What?
One for all! 100%!
And that statement alone right there is exactly why it is that Stain spared him. And it's always when he's protecting someone that Midoriya's power truly comes out. He's pretty weak otherwise, but when he's trying to protect somebody, super powerful. It's kind of cool in a way, but it's a bit annoying in other circumstances.
No way. It can't be. I was at 100%. The same as All Might's power.
Ooh, no. 100% of your current power is not 100% of All Might's power.
Bad, Midoriya.
No! Stay away!
No,
As you'll eventually see
It's no good.
in a few more episodes,
I just need some time to think.
you don't hold a candle to All Might's
Why have you
100%.
come here? What?
I mean, at least he's prioritizing making sure that Coda doesn't get hurt. So that's good right there.
Toying
Yeah.
with me before he killed me.
Yeah, he's crazy powerful. Muscle is.
Back to camp. Mr. Aizawa should be there. Then he can erase this guy's quirk.
At first, I thought that the screen had become red because
Get him to chase after me
you're
and Coda.
looking through Midoriya's viewpoint and he's got his eyes covered in blood, but no, you're seeing him looking at himself. I don't understand why the screen is suddenly red.
I have no choice but to fight him right here.
So weird.
Right now. Ken, back to camp.
You're attacking him again?
Yeah, of course he is. There's no... He can't get away. He's already figured out that Muscle's far too fast.
Besides, both your arms are busted up.
I will not let him get past me! Coda, run!
Prioritizing Coda, saying, run while I stand my ground. That's pretty badass. And this music just makes it even stronger.
Shut up! Please forgive me, Mom. I tried my best. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I'm gonna crush you!
This is like as emotional as this is in the anime. It was just as emotional in the manga. Just to let you guys know, because I read this before I saw this.
Let him go!
There you go.
Hold on there, kid.
One for all. 1,000,000%.
Damn. 1,000,000%. The fact that his body survives this at all, 1,000,000%, because he's in full cowling mode when he does this. But it might be because he's in full cowling that he didn't take as much damage because it was kind of
Coda,
his whole body.
Mom and Dad. It's
And
true
now
that
Coda
they ended up
knows
leaving you behind in this world.
what a real hero looks like,
Saved
and
so many lives through
just
this
as
world.
Shoto
You'll
said
see that someday.
before in the previous episode, you can't talk Coda out of his frame of mind. You have to
You'll meet
act.
someone,
Your
and then
actions
you'll
will do
understand
that.
why we do this.
And there you go.
Even though you don't know me at all. Why did you
I'm hoping I've given enough of a dialogue about this episode that
Someone who will
you're able to see a good chunk of the episode.
Someone
Like,
who will be
I am trying to talk over it because I want you guys to be able to experience some of the episode with me,
a hero.
but the less I talk, the more I have to cut out.
My hero.
There you go. There's the name of the episode. Though honestly, I think it should have been episode 42, Revelry in the Dark. All right, let's go studio mode and not mess this up. Transition, yeah. Okay, I did write a couple of things down because I did want to have a post wrap up specifically for this episode because this is one of the really standout episodes. Obviously, until we get to episodes 48 and 49. Why am I hiding, guys? If you're not current with the anime episodes, or at least to the point that you've seen episodes 49 and 48 and 49, skip this. Go immediately check those out and don't listen to any of the stuff that I'm about to say. Or at least I'll just say this. Skip ahead maybe 15 to 20 seconds. That's what I'll say. Okay, so this is probably the second most powerful set emotional moments in season 3 right now, barring the fact that All Might versus All for One, and basically All Might retiring after that because he's burnt out the last embers of One for All. Okay, so welcome back, people who didn't need spoilers. So here's you're gonna get a little bit of personal info about me that's related to this episode, but blaming others is very much him. All right, so blaming others, what Muscle was talking about, kids always blame others for blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, blaming others is what I did when I lost my father too. So when loss happens, you lash out, but what a lot of people don't tend to see is, like, while I blamed a lot of people for my father's death when that took place, trust me, they got off light compared to what I did to myself, both mentally and physically to myself. And guys, I don't need sympathy, I don't need pity. This stuff was over 20 years ago. I've moved past it. So this isn't like, it's heavy stuff, but it was much heavier back then. And yeah, a little bit more about me that's like kind of on the darker and more serious side, but guys, the reason I'm able to talk about it like this in such an open format to the internet is because I've come to terms with it. So, yeah. Okay, so blaming others is what I did, but I trust me, I took it out on myself far worse than I took it out on everybody else. Like, the amount of blame that everybody else got was 1/10 of the blame that I threw on me. But Coda actually is correct in this case, because it really was Muscle's fault that his parents are dead. Muscle killed them. He murdered them. So, in this case, Coda's right and Muscle's just an asshole. The anime hits you in the feels more than the manga did when Midoriya is doing the "I'm sorry, All Might, I'm sorry, Mom." Oh, so much stronger of an emotional moment. And I kind of wish that this was my first time watching this episode. Uh, because a couple of months back when I did watch it for the first time, I teared up at that. That was powerful shit. So yeah, I kind of wish this was my first time reacting to this episode. But the good news is, after this, after the episodes that are coming out today and the episodes that are coming out tomorrow, from episode 50 and 51 on, like, episode 50 and episode 51, it's going to be the first time I'm reacting to those episodes. So, yeah, there we go. I haven't watched the full episodes, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't watch the reactions that other people are doing for those episodes either. And I don't think I'm going to pick up old episodes of of shows that I currently watch when they start coming out. So when we if Food Wars season 4 does come out, when that happens, guys, I'm not going to be watching season 1, 2, or 3 because I've already watched all of that. And I am current with the manga for those, but I will gladly watch the episodes fresh. So you'll get my fresh reaction to those. And I'm not going to try playing catch up with those with all of that stuff either. So and remember, guys, my Overlord reactions for season 3, I've already seen season 1 and season 2. I'm not going to go back and rewatch them. My Hero Academia and Haikyuu are the only two that I'm going to be doing that with. And it's just because My Hero was the one that everybody voted for, and Haikyuu, well, I just freaking love Haikyuu. It's such a good series. Let's see. I lost my shit. Yeah, I lost my shit the first time I saw 1,000,000% in the manga. Like, I was like, what? Yeah, it was like that. Like, I did really seriously lose my shit. Even though you don't see me doing it now, guys, it's mostly because I know it's coming and I'm preparing for it. So I'm sorry that you're not getting a full raw reaction from me on this, but that's why I do the manga dubs, so you can actually get my full raw reaction to those. So hopefully you check those out if you are current. All right, that being said, that is my thoughts and opinions on episode 42, and we're going to jump into episode 43 in just a little bit. So people on Patreon, you'll probably see me in episode 43 in about half an hour, 45 minutes. People on YouTube, it's going to be like an hour or two. Well, it's going to be an hour from when episode 41 is released, which is, I believe, 2 o'clock. So it's almost an hour from now. So it's going to be 2 hours from me recording this. Later, Gators.